And the flooding along the River Murray in South Australia has had a devastating impact on communities, but it's also taking its toll on wildlife. According to the Environment Department, about 3,600 animals have had to be euthanised and countless others have died. But amid the devastation, a dedicated group of volunteers is working to keep one of Australia's iconic species alive.
The flooded River Murray is changing the landscape in ways not seen in generations. Usually dry floodplains have become islands surrounded by rising water, and that leaves animal rescuers with work to do.
We've seen some pretty horrific things out there that'll stay with us for life.
Teams of volunteers have state government permission to head out to look for southern hairy-nosed wombats. The species is prolific along the South Australian stretch of the River Murray, and it's facing serious problems.
If they don't get out of their burrows in time, they're drowning. They're getting stuck in the mud and then eventually starving to death.
Volunteers check each island for burrows and wombats in distress. The animals can only be relocated if they're in dire need of care.
We have wombats that are starving to death, heat exposure, so they're coming in literally cooking.
Volunteers have been checking on these wombats for months and will continue to do so until the floodwaters subside. They're going out every day to feed them, check on their welfare and search for others in need. Sick wombats are taken to Bridget Stevens' sanctuary in the Adelaide Hills for round-the-clock care.
I had wombats for 18 years and I've just never had such traumatised animals.
So far, 10 wombats have been nursed back to health.
They all had sores on their feet because their feet were rotten. So they've been on antibiotics and everything's healed and they're all ready to go.
Pixie is the first wombat to take tentative steps into the sanctuary after being saved from the floods. This is her new forever home, with wombats unable to be returned to the wild after being rescued because of territorial aggression. All rescued wombats like Pixie have found safety here.
To see every single wombat that we've had come in, touch wood, from the floods, survive and go well enough that everyone is now being released is amazing.
A story of survival against all the odds. Patrick Martin, ABC News.